You want the latest insights, but don't have hours to dig through reviews. You need the key info, straight up. That's our aim. Today we're getting into a really interesting piece of tech, the new Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i 16-inch, the 2024 model, specifically that Luna Gray version.
And our mission here is to really unpack a detailed hands-on review, go beyond the specs, and figure out what this laptop is actually like to use. Does it live up to that premium label? And, what could that mean for you?
Exactly. We're doing the sifting so you get the crucial takeaways. Is this machine potentially right for your needs? Okay, let's jump in. First impressions, what stood out initially?
Well, the first thing the review really flags is the design. It's got this sleek metal body that apparently makes you look twice. It sets a premium tone right off the bat.
That Luna Gray finish. It looks good in photos. Is it practical, though?
It seems so. The review calls the finish exceptionally well executed and, crucially, says it does a great job resisting fingerprints. That's a big plus for something you'll be carrying around. And it has this cool feel to it, apparently. Quality without being, unpleasantly cold.
Okay. And despite looking slim, is it actually sturdy?
Yeah, that's a key point. It's only about 1.7 centimeters thin, but the way it's built, CNC milled metal, gives it this real solidity. The reviewer noted there's very little flex, even when pressing down hard. So yeah, it sounds like it can take some real-world use.
Right, style and substance. And it's a yoga, so does it do the whole bendy thing?
Absolutely. That yoga heritage is definitely there. The hinges are described as smooth, but also solid, so you can easily switch between laptop mode, tent mode for watching stuff, or fold it right over into tablet mode. Versatility is still a big part of the package.
Good to know. All right, let's talk visuals. That screen sounds like a major feature. 16-inch, 3.2K, mini LED.
Oh, definitely. The review basically calls it a feast for the eyes. That 3200 by 2000 resolution on a 16-inch panel means things look super sharp. Plus, it's got that 16:10 aspect ratio.
Which is better for productivity, right? More vertical space.
Exactly. Great for documents, coding, web browsing. Just less scrolling involved compared to 16.9.
And the brightness, 1200 nits peak. That sounds really bright.
It is. And the review stresses it's not just a number. It means HDR content looks incredibly vibrant with really bright highlights. But practically speaking, it also means the screen is actually usable outdoors, even in bright sunlight. That's a huge benefit.
Okay, so bright highlights, but what about the darker areas? Mini LED is supposed to be good for contrast.
Precisely. The tech allows for much better control over the backlight zones. You get really deep blacks, fantastic contrast, makes everything look more dynamic. And the color is another strong point. It covers nearly all of the DCI-P3 gamut. So super vivid and accurate colors, which is vital if you're doing any kind of creative work.
And it's smooth, too. 165 hertz refresh rate.
Yeah, 165 hertz. You'll notice that smoothness just scrolling around windows or web pages. And of course, for gaming, combined with what the review calls snappy response times, it makes for a really fluid experience. Less motion blur, more responsive feel.
Okay, looks amazing. Let's get under the hood. Intel Ultra 9, RTX 4060, 32 gigs of RAM. That's quite a spec list.
It really is. That 14th gen Intel Ultra 9 185H processor paired with 32 GB of fast LPDDR5X RAM, it's got serious processing power. The review talks about handling demanding stuff like video editing, complex coding, even running multiple virtual machines, all without breaking a sweat.
So multitasking isn't an issue then.
Doesn't sound like it. It seems very capable for heavy workloads.
And the storage. A 1 TB NVMe SSD should make things feel fast?
Absolutely. The review uses the term blisteringly fast. App launches, loading big projects. It should all feel pretty much instantaneous. Cuts down on waiting time, keeps things flowing.
Nice. So real-world speed matches the specs. Benchmarks put it up there with other high-end ultra-portables.
Yep. Holds its own in that category, according to the review.
What about noise and heat when you push it hard?
The fans definitely spin up under heavy load, you'll hear them. But the review says the noise level stays within civil levels, so not overly intrusive. And the thermal management seems effective. It spreads the heat well across the base, so no single spot gets uncomfortably hot.
Okay, let's talk graphics. That RTX 4060, that's a proper dedicated GPU. What does that enable?
It really pushes the laptop beyond just being a powerful workstation. It gives you a serious graphics boost. Think more intensive creative tasks, high-res video editing, some 3D rendering, and surprisingly capable gaming for its form factor.
Right, gaming. Yeah. The review mentioned Shadow of the Tomb Raider. What kind of performance are we talking?
At the native 3.2K resolution, which is demanding, it was apparently hitting 60 to 80 frames per second on high settings.
Wow, that's impressive for a laptop this thin.
Yeah, and over 100 Ps on medium, so you can definitely play modern, demanding games well. Ray tracing is possible too, looks good, but it does push the hardware harder, so expect more fan noise there.
Makes sense. And adaptive sync is included to stop screen tearing.
Exactly. It syncs the display refresh rate to the GPU's output, so you get smooth visuals without those distracting horizontal tears during fast motion in games. A must-have feature, really.
So maybe not a desktop replacement for 4K ultra settings, but definitely capable of serious gaming on the move.
For sure. Very impressive for the size.
Okay, let's shift to interacting with it. Keyboard and trackpad. Lenovo usually nails these.
They have a great reputation, and yeah, the review suggests the Pro 9i keeps that up. The keyboard apparently has nice key travel, around 1.5 millimeter, with good tactile feedback, makes typing feel satisfying and accurate.
And the layout? Any weird key placements?
Nope, sounds like a spacious layout. The review specifically calls out the full-size arrow keys, which is always nice to see, plus a 2-level backlight that's evenly lit. Good for working in dim light.
What about that trackpad?
Praised as well. Smooth glass surface, easy gliding, uses Windows precision drivers, so gestures should be accurate, and a neat touch, it automatically turns off when you flip it into tablet mode. No accidental inputs.
Smart. And there's a stylus included too.
Yep, comes with one. 4096 pressure levels, good for drawing or notes, and it snaps magnetically to the side, which is handy.
Okay, sound and vision for calls and media. How's the audio setup?
It's got 4 speakers, tuned by JBL, 2 firing up, 2 firing down. The review was quite positive, describing the audio as surprisingly rich and full-bodied. Decent bass, apparently, crisp mids and highs, good for music, podcasts, video calls.
Yeah.
Maybe good enough that you don't immediately need external speakers.
And Dolby Atmos for headphones.
Right, plug in headphones and you get that virtual surround sound effect. Nice for movies and games, adds to the immersion.
And the webcam. Essential these days.
It's a 1080p camera, and it's also an IR camera for Windows Phone. Hello facial recognition. Image quality is described as sharp and well-lit, even in tricky lighting. And it has a physical privacy shutter, which is great.
Plus, the Windows Hello login is usually fast and reliable.
Exactly. Secure, convenient login.
All right, the big question. Battery life. Powerful components, high-res screen. What's the reality?
The review gives a pretty realistic picture. Expect around 8 to 9 hours of mixed usage, web browsing, office apps at sort of medium brightness, maybe 150 nits.
Okay, that's respectable.
Yeah, maybe push it towards 10 if you really dim the screen. But if you're hitting the performance hard, gaming, or heavy editing, it's likely closer to 4 hours. It's the classic trade-off.
Fair enough. But it charges fast, right?
It does. Comes with a 140-watt USB-C adapter, gets you to about 50% charge in just 30 minutes, and a full charge takes around 90 minutes. So quick top-ups are definitely feasible.
And you can use other USB-C chargers too.
Yep, supports standard USB power delivery. Might be slower than the included brick, depending on the charger, but you have options.
Connectivity, always important. How are the ports?
Pretty good for a slim machine, actually. You get 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, those handle display output, power delivery, fast data. Then there's a full-size HDMI 2.1, a standard USB-A port, 3.2 Gen 2 speed, a headphone jack, and even a microSD card reader. Quite versatile.
Nice to see HDMI and USB-A still there. And wireless.
Top-notch stuff. Wi-Fi 7 for the latest, fastest wireless networking, and Bluetooth 5.3 for peripherals. Future-proof there.
Any room for upgrades later on. RAM storage.
The RAM is soldered, unfortunately, so whatever you buy it with, that's what you've got. Common these days in thin laptops. But the SSD, the storage drive, is apparently accessible, so you could potentially swap that out for a larger one down the road if needed.
Okay. And the software side, is it loaded with bloatware?
Seems pretty clean, actually. It runs Windows 11 Pro smoothly. Lenovo's own software is mostly unobtrusive. The main utility is Vantage, which is genuinely useful for updates, performance tweaks, checking thermals, even screen calibration.
And there are some shortcut keys.
Yeah, physical keys for the webcam shutter, audio modes, Cortana, small things, but can be quite handy for quick access. The review notes minimal bloatware overall, and anything unwanted is easily removed.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. Overall assessment of the Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i 16-inch 2024.
The conclusion seems to be that it's a pretty rare mix. You get that premium, slim, convertible design, but you also get genuinely powerful performance. It strikes a balance that makes it really suitable for, say, content creators needing power on the move, or even gamers who want portability without sacrificing too much performance, and anyone who really values screen quality and build.
Right. Battery life is decent, not amazing, but the fast charging helps. And those inputs, keyboard, trackpad sound excellent, plus the flexibility of the Yoga design.
Exactly. Best-in-class inputs, versatile form factor. The price is premium, no doubt, but the review suggests it feels justified for what you're getting in this segment. Recommended for professionals, creative types, power users, basically anyone who wants style and substance and is willing to invest in it.
So quick recap. Amazing mini LED screen, serious power from the Intel Ultra 9 and RTX 4060, great keyboard and trackpad, versatile design, good ports, solid build. Battery's okay, charging is fast. That Luna Gray model sounds like a compelling package.
That sums it up well. A really strong contender for those needing that specific blend of features.
Definitely. So thinking about all this, the power, the screen, the flexibility, all in this portable form factor, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? How could a device like this actually change your workflow or how you approach creative projects? Could that combination unlock new ways of working or creating for you? Something to mull over as this tech keeps evolving. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.